Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Sorry about that. I just ate. Anyway, listen, I want to talk about a story that happened out here in Galveston, Texas. Well, I'm in Houston, but it's right up the road on the coast or the Gulf. But and it's about, a police officer that did some foul stuff, in my opinion. I think sometimes, and like I say, I stick by it. I respect the police. I do, because they do a job I can't do, and they are needed. The good ones, that is. But there are some idiot cops out here that have go on power trips and things like that, and want to let you know that they are the long arm of the law, even though something ain't got nothing to do with them, and they want to impose their power and support another brother in blue, whether they on the clock or not. Now, check this out. This story right here is about a kid that was assaulted by a police officer while he was being, arrested. Take a look at this video. This broke yesterday, and this happened last week. Take a look at this video, and look how horrifying this is. This guy, this cop that did this, should be fired, and he should be locked up. My opinion, he needs to be shown the flowers. Take a look at this, and we'll come back, because I got another video I'm going to show you that's mind-blowing as well. Look.
A Galveston police officer is on paid leave pending an internal investigation about a violent incident at an apartment pool.
Community activists are now involved in this case. Anthony Antoine is here to pick up that story. Anthony.
Yeah, this is the early stages of the investigation, right? We have a long way to go, but what we do know is that family members are now coming forward, and community activists are making calls for the FBI and the Department of Justice to get involved in the investigation.
You just punched my daughter! You just punched my daughter!
It's the video going viral online.
But this officer beat the hell out of those kids.
It shows Galveston police officer Jared Rivas, who was off duty at the time, confronting and allegedly assaulting guests at a birthday pool party, including teenagers. Heidi Williams says the off-duty officer punched her 13-year-old son and 14-year-old daughter in the face.
And he was like, "Are y'all residents here?" And I was like, "No, sir, we're not. We're guests here." And he was like, "Well, y'all don't have wristbands, so y'all need to get F up and leave."
Things escalated quickly, and Williams says the officer never identified himself.
Where do you work? Where do you work?
Police and neighbors say Rivas is a courtesy officer at the property, but activist Quanell X believes he has a different set of facts.
And when we all watch a video that clearly shows your officer breaking the law, and then to lie and say he was on duty working officer security at the time, then the apartment complex comes forth and says that's not true. He was not working for us at the time.
And they are not confident in the investigation.
We're asking for the Department of Justice and the FBI to please step in and investigate this case.
They punching on people!
Galveston Police Chief Douglas Bally.
I have very stark concerns over what occurred on that scene, and the Galveston Police Department takes this seriously.
We also received a statement from the Assistant District Attorney Brett Hayes saying, quote, "Any charging decisions will be made once the investigation has been completed. Because this is an open and active investigation, we are unable to discuss any further details. But for this parent and community activists, they're demanding the officer be terminated and indicted." Now, the officer in question here says that he was attacked. Again, exactly how this thing started, that is part of the investigation, and we're going to be working our way through that. But Rashi and Caroline, I want to tell you guys what's coming up here tonight at 9 o'clock. Imagine this. You're watching this entire thing unfold at the pool. Another family, a woman and her 2 kids, says they were watching everything unfold. They had their camera phones out recording. The mom calls police. Police comes to the scene, and they go to assist. And then this officer in question, according to this mom, says he attacked her 2 boys.
Oh my goodness.
And she says that he was a hammer searching for a nail. Her story is coming up tonight at 9.
Wow.
Guys, that's the story of this guy, Galveston PD officer, Gerald Rivas, a.k.a. Officer Jerkoff. This guy need to get fucked up. That picture that you seen on the ground, that person on the ground was a 13-year-old boy getting punched in the face. Did you hear him screaming? Did you hear the sound of them hits? He was hitting that man, like that boy, like he hated him. My thing is this. Sorry about that. Did you also notice that the police were doing police work trying to get these kids in cuffs and detain these kids? What was he doing? Walking around, back and forth, flexing and stuff. He might have been drunk or high or something, under the influence of something. He wasn't even doing police work when the real police came there. Did you see when he was punching the guy? One police officer was like, get the fuck out of here, what you doing? He running around here, and I'm gonna tell you something. Show you the game they play sometimes. I've seen this. They'll start some shit. Once they hit that thing, because there's already officers there, they'll make a thing like, they'll get on there and do their call sign, and they'll talk, and you'll hear all the hysteria, and they'll act like they was a part of it, like handling it to justify them saying, yeah, I called in. That's why I called in, because they recorded him. And it's a good thing they did record his ass. They recorded him. If I was the family and them people, I would push this envelope all the way off the table. I would sue the city of Galveston. I would sue a lot. This guy was out of control. Straight jerk off. For real. You beat up kids. They say he punched a 14-year-old girl in the face. How you gonna walk up to somebody and say, y'all from this pool area? No, but y'all need to get the fuck out of there. Who talks like that? You see the game? He was a courtesy officer. Courtesy officers are ones that get paid by a place out here. When you see them, they get paid by a place to do police work or provide security. They get paid by the establishment. But what did the establishment say? He wasn't on duty here. He wasn't on duty here at the time of that. They dismissed it. Galveston PD. Oh, he was a officer that was a courtesy officer covering for him. I ain't feeling that shit. What he did was foul. You beat up little kids. When I heard that boy screaming and that all that punching and stuff from just being at a pool, I ain't feeling it. Anything that people say at this moment, I believe him, because he looked like a straight animal out there attacking these folks. Unnecessary force. 13 years old. You couldn't get his hands behind his back? If anything, you could have assisted the officer. Did you see him set him up and size him up to drop that knee on him like he was a pro wrestler and then pound him, ground and pound him? Wasn't feeling it. People like this shouldn't be cops. I say a lot about his nature. He's got a real violent nature. Now check this out. At the end of that video I just showed you, right? They said another family was there recording where that recording came from. And they wound up having a run-in with the same guy. Now, remember, he already kicked two asses, right? Watch what he did after he found out they was recording. Check this out.
Galveston County DA's office says it is too early in the investigation to know if charges will be brought against suspended police officer Jared Rivas for his role in a pool brawl last week. We are now hearing from one of the people who was seen getting hit by Rivas on video.
ABC 13's Liliana Pearson is outside the Galveston Police Department, where the incident is now being investigated.
23-year-old Taylor Alexander says he is pressing charges against Rivas. Today, Taylor recalling watching his 15-year-old brother be thrown to the ground by his neck before Rivas started swinging at him.
Taylor Alexander sees only one way to look at what happened at the Island Bay Resort apartments last week.
I think everything he did was wrong, and he used excessive force.
He says they weren't at the pool deck brawl, just nearby. When things seemed to be calming down, he, his teen brother, and mother tried to walk away but were stopped.
Rivas yelled for us to stop. My little brother, the youngest 15, trying super compliant, yes sir. At that point, he's grabbed by the back of the neck and thrown into the ground.
That's where new video obtained by ABC 13 picks up. Taylor says this video shows Rivas pinning the teen down before getting in their mother's face.
He got up in my mom's face. So my mom's had 2 surgeries. She actually just had her neck fused. a few months ago, I guess. And, you know, my thought process was if he takes her down the same way he did, it's going to paralyze her. So I jumped in between them.
Rivas flashes his badge and can be heard yelling expletives. The video stops. Taylor says in the moments after the video, an officer starts to detain him. Rivas pulls an arm back and swings for his face.
It all happened so fast, it's not super clear, but I think he took a swing at me. I know I was hit. I was struck 3 times, once in the face and then twice in the back of the head.
Lori Lozano, Taylor's mother, told ABC 13 she thinks Rivas' behavior was uncalled for.
And he is just a bad apple. He's a loose cannon, and he's very dangerous.
Taylor says he was put in the back of the police car when Rivas got in the front seat, not appearing to realize Taylor was in the back.
He came in, turned the AC on, put his hands on his head like this, and then he got out and left.
Taylor was released and checked by EMS. Taylor says he's filed a complaint against Rivas, wants to see charges brought against him, and says he should be removed from the force.
The Galveston Police Department and apartment complex can't seem to agree on why Rivas was there. The Galveston Police Department saying Rivas was working as an off-duty courtesy officer, but today the apartment complex reaffirming to me that Rivas is not an employee of their complex. From Galveston, I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, now y'all seen that, right? Soon as he got done, he found out he was being filmed, and they called the cops on him. They must have told him they called the cops on him. The police come, they over there near the apartments. You see what I'm saying? Them people from there. So they got a right to be at the pool, whether they recording your dumb ass or not. What did he do? He go over there, start kicking ass over there. Take the boy, throw the boy down. Notice he kept going after the young children. Guy said his brother was like very compliant. Yes or no, sir? Of course he gonna say that after he's seen you fuck somebody up and you still put your hands on him. His mom and them standing there. You couldn't come up and talk like a normal person? If you had a problem with them, I'm sure they would have complied. They don't want no problems after seeing you beat the shit out of another kid. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how many fathers out there, if that ended the same way, if it was fathers out there with them kids. Because I don't know anybody that can sit there and watch some stranger come up and drop a knee on a kid, then punch them like they would punch you. Motherfucker out of control. Did you hear the DA? It's too early to tell if charges are going to be filed again. What? He beat a fucking kid up and wasn't even in uniform. Did you see that jerk off shit he did? Getting in the mom face, pointing at the badge. Typical jerk off shit. Pointing at the badge. You know who I am? I'm the law. It's what I say. Shut your stupid ass up. That shit don't scare nobody. That's the thing, man. These motherfuckers, man, some of these people out here, it's like they put on a superhero suit when the badge come on. And it's not all cops. It's not. But like this shit right here is the reason why there's a big disconnect between the public and officers. Just like everything else. You know what I'm saying? You were part of an organization or a social class, somebody do something crazy, it fall on other people. And a lot of people can't tell the real from the fake. This guy did a big disservice to the Galveston Police Department. For that, they need to get him out of here. For real, he need to be locked up. It seemed like he was strung out on something to where he was hell-bent on doing something. Then he's so turned up, right? They arrested one of the dudes and just put him in the car temporarily. He goes and gets in the car and didn't even know the guy was in the back seat behind him. Then on top of that, his ass need to get in trouble, period, because you ain't even supposed to be, you off duty right now. How you getting into squad cars and stuff and using the radio and all that stuff? They get in trouble for that shit. You making police calls and stuff? They got cops out there to do that. Whoever's car that was should have been on the mic, not fucking you. It's like, man, some people let shit go to their heads. If this dude is not locked up, that show you is bullshit. Because I'm going to tell you something. If any of us was out there punching on somebody like that and the police ran up on us, no matter if we was right or wrong, we was doing what? Going in cuffs and going downtown. Why the fuck can't he? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That dude's a piece of shit. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.